Let's get set up. Can you talk a little bit about the progress that you've made? You've had 3 practices now in pads. What things positively are you seeing out there?
Now I see growth. That was practice 5, so we've thrown a lot at it. From early down calls on first and second down to transitioning to all phases of third, short, medium, long, and then the last couple of days we've been working in the red area. So it's kind of the first week of the first 2 weeks of spring ball is a lot of information. We're throwing a lot of information at them, a lot of new terms for a lot of the new guys, and then a chance for them on Saturday to put all those pieces together that we've installed and take it and now put the ball down and go scrimmage. And then moving forward from there, it's kind of like going back and re-hitting it again. So some more details and those things will show up second time through, but I think they've handled the information. It's been impressive. You can see their attention in the meeting room. You can see the try hard, the want to do it right, and those are all positive things. And what you're seeing is growth.
One of the things that maybe from an outsider looking in is how efficient practices are run. I mean, I thought that they were efficient last year and everybody got a lot of touches on the ball, but it seems it's even more elevated this spring. Is that allowing you guys to get better views from all the players that are here?
Absolutely. I think just going through it a second time with the same staff, I think is a big piece of being more efficient. Knowing guys and knowing what to expect and who they are and and how they work. So second time going through more efficient, and I think we're seeing that in practice.
With each passing session, characteristics start to develop from each of the positions. From each of the positions on offense, what have you seen from them that you really liked so far?
Yeah, so today we were in passing game, right? We were in low red. Okay, so it was hard. Defense is playing red 4. They're playing drop 8 Tampa. And those windows are small. So from our tight end group, we got some big body guys, right? That we can attack the back line. We can attack the back pylon with some corner routes and just trying to put the ball on their head and let them go make a play, right? And we have a couple of those body types too in the receiver room. Specifically at our X position, with BJ and Marlon, big body guys working the back of the end zone. And then you have some of the shiftier guys in the wideout room that, hey, we're running jerk routes, we're running spot and goes, some of the more shiftier things where you got to be a little bit looser in the hips and try to attack that way as well. And then from the backfield, I think we got guys that can do both, that can catch the football, can run the football, and have been really impressive in the protection game.
You mentioned BJ, one of the receivers to return from last season. With the amount of experience he brings to the table, how much has that benefited the younger receivers in learning from what he has to show?
Yeah, I think BJ's a great young man. He's a hard worker. He's going to do what you ask him to do, and he's got a great frame, got great speed. It's just kind of putting the whole package together for him, and him being year 2, coming back and running the same system from a year ago, I think is really going to benefit him.
What are your thoughts on the transfers, Milan Tucker, Dom Henry, and Marlon Johnson? How are they acclimated to throughout spring practice, and what have you seen from them so far that have really impressed you?
I think all 3 guys that you just mentioned. The try, the want to be really good, both feet on the ground, sitting up straight, taking notes in meetings, asking good questions, asking for the installs ahead of time, coming upstairs before practice and asking questions, so you can see their will or their want to. I think that speaks, high volumes of who they are as football players, right? And then you go out into the field and you see the same thing. I mean, those guys have motors, and they don't get tired. And if they do get tired, they're still trying. They're still running as fast as they can. So that part of it is, that's who they are as individuals, right? Those things are hard to coach. The want to, right? The will, all those things. So they have that, you know, and right now they're learning, right? They're learning the new plays and those things. So the timing, you know, with the receivers and the quarterbacks, that's going to come, you know, and that's just something they work every day.
And a quick follow-up on that. What about each of them have done throughout spring practice that have really stood out to you?
Yeah,
Individually.
Yeah, no, I think Tuck, you know, he's shown that he'll catch the ball in traffic. You know what I mean? He's got a tough guy mindset. He's got that shiftiness, you know, to him, and some of the choice routes, some of the option routes that we're asking him to do, got a pretty good feel for it. Dom, you know, Dom can run, you know, and that shows up in 7-on-7. That shows up on the last play of team. You know, he's given the same effort from play 1 as play 25. And then his ability to catch the football too. You know, you can tell that these guys have really worked on, you know, just catching the football and those things.
And with today's session, what are some things you've seen from the offense that you're seeing the improvement, but you want them to keep getting better moving forward?
Yeah, just understand that this is a process, this is a journey, right? And you want to see growth every day. And, you know, today was hard, you know, and we put them in some hard situations, right? We put them in a cover 0. Is it 0 or is it bluff it, right? And those drills are hard, but that's how you grow. You grow through doing hard stuff. When it's easy, you're just on cruise control. But when you have to grow and things get hard, right, you find out what you're made of.
Thank you.
Yeah.
About coming in and adjusting to the new players, new teammates, new system, South Florida. How has your spring gone so far?
You know, coming in it was a little different, especially with the weather, but I kind of wanted to be in the warm. I was in the cold for so long, and I was also born in Jersey, so it's kind of cold there. But you know, adapting to the weather, it's a little difficult. It's a little thicker area here, you know. But I'm starting to get used to it as we run more and more in practice. Just getting used to the weather, how to breathe here. Coming in with new teammates, it was kind of easy. Like I never had to like try really hard. Like we just kind of came together, kind of meshed pretty well. And then on my visit, I kind of met some of the guys, so that kind of helped me out a little more. You know, and guys give me motivation every day. And they come talk to me, make sure I'm good. You know, same thing, vice versa. And school is pretty much the same either anywhere you go for real. So you know, school is school. You know, just got to be on top of my academics, things like that.
Obviously, coming from up north, from Maine all the way down to South Florida, there's got to be some culture shock there.
Yeah, definitely.
How did the team help you adjust to your surroundings and like on campus and within the program throughout spring practice?
Campus, we kind of went around, you know, just to find the things and stuff like that. Like our first week, you know, we walked around trying to find where the places at, just walking around and, you know, campus is not really that big, but as we started to go through workouts, I'm seeing more of the campus because we having to travel to certain places to go to this field or this field, and I'm just seeing a little more. And then the coaches as well, you know, they text me, made sure I was good. Like, hey, you know, we got this at this time, we got this at this time. Make sure you're here. Send me locations of places and things like that. And then, you know, just follow my team's. Hey, just follow me, and I'll let you know where everything is and things like that. And you know, just the Boca area. You know, a couple of my teams we go out because we have red card. We go out and go see different areas of Boca. You know, just bonding as well when it comes to things like that.
What are you seeing in the team, and ability-wise and competitive-wise among you guys?
In the back end, or are we talking the whole team?
Like your position group.
We got a lot of feisty guys, a lot of long guys. You know, they said before there wasn't too many long guys, 6'1", 6'2", 6'3" guys. You know, so bringing that in, and that just helps. And the feistiness in the room is good. We compete every day. We challenge each other throughout the room. You know, when one of us is having a down day, we get, hey, come on, you good, you got it. I mean, and they go out and make a play. And that's really what it's all about. You know, just us helping each other and building like the back end. We're gonna be really good. I feel like we're going to be really good just with everything that we're doing. The extra 5 minutes before practice, the extra 5 minutes after practice, and even on our own time, you know, we text them, hey, let's go get some work, or let's go watch film, let's go get a jump on the offense this week when we get to practice and things like that. You know, just trying to better each other on and off the field, and I feel like with that, that's just going to make us grow tremendously.
What about FAU convinced you to take the next step of your career, going from Maine all the way down to Boca?
Yeah. You know, so at Maine, I was looking for. I'm my senior year. This will be my senior year. You know, I was looking for a place to like really grow as a person, but not only as a person but as a player. And you know, with FAU, you got 4 or 5 coaches that played in the NFL for 6+ years. You got guys that know what they're talking about. You got a head coach like Coach Herman that went to programs, flipping around 10-win teams, and you're not really gonna get that anywhere else. You got Chris Carter on the staff. Like that's something you're not really gonna get anywhere else. You know, just talking to the coaches, getting to know them as actual people, and not just coaches. It was just a real good feeling. And then I came on my visit, and it was just like it felt like home. As soon as I stepped off the airplane, I got in the airport. I'm like, I could get used to this. And you know, just talking to them, the staff, Coach Rod, Coach Herman, Coach Carter. It just was a real good feeling, and I really liked it. So I met some of the players. Once I met some of the players, it was like, okay, like this is where I could be. I talked to my mom, my aunt, and my sister, because that's who came on my visit with me. And then we were talking to Coach Carter upstairs, and you know, just seeing their vision, seeing what they wanted from the program, seeing what they wanted from me, and how I fit into the scheme, and you know, that's just so dumb, and you know, so that's why I chose to come to FAU. I can be better as a man, but not only as a man, but as a player as well.
What role do you envision yourself playing within the defense?
You know, I feel like the role I just want to have is just to be able to help us win games. Like, I mean, you know, coming from 2 bad seasons at my other school, not to bash my other school, but you know, just coming from not too good of seasons, you know, I just want to help us win regardless of if I'm a 1, a 4, if I'm carrying the water bottles, running around, giving everybody water. I just want to win games, you know, be able to get that feeling of winning and ultimately get to a bowl game, because FCS teams don't have bowl games, so, you know, just get into a bowl game and so if we play really good, we'll probably end up getting to the college playoffs. Hopefully that's a good goal. You know, just being able to help us win games, that's really the role I want to have in this team.
Last question for me. How'd the Bugs nickname come about?
So my favorite Looney Tunes character is Bugs Bunny. So that's what kind of happened about, and it just kind of just stuck when I went to my old school, and then everybody from there just called me Bugs.
You didn't have that until you got to college?
College? Wow.
Usually it comes from like your mom, your grandma, or something like that. I've not heard one that started in college.
Yeah.
All right, thank you.
No problem.
The wide receiver room and actually the offense. Can you talk just a little bit about this spring and maybe some differences? And looks like you guys have gotten a lot taller in the wide receiver room.
Yeah, most definitely. We got some transfers in, specifically Marlon. You know, he is 6'5" receiver, big body type. You know, that just add to the room. With me, myself, I'm a big body receiver. We got another one on the other side who do the same thing. So, you know, it's a good compliment to each other.
You obviously see some guys depart from last year, and then you see the numerous newcomers, including Marlon, as you mentioned. How beneficial has that incoming group of receivers been for this team?
It's been good because, you know, we had a lot of people leave, a lot of receivers leave. So it's always good to bring bodies in back to the room who can always help us out and make us and get us back to the level we was at last year. So it's a good thing to have all these guys come in and make an impact.
And obviously, with the receiver room having changed as much as it did since the end of last season, there's a lot of starting spots up for grabs. How's every player in that position approached a level of competition to show coaches that here's what I can do in my role and what I can do to garner a starting spot?
Yeah. You know, we always try to preach competitiveness, and with us, it's a big group of receivers. So we gotta keep preaching that competitiveness and bring the best out of each other every day. And start with myself. I'm trying to bring on a leader role to the room and stuff like that. So I'm gonna keep preaching to them boys like it's always gonna be competitive no matter what. Right now we're in spring ball, so you know spots up for grabs. Like you say, we gotta earn everything we got right now. So there's a lot of competitiveness in the room.
And as a veteran at the position, what have you focused on for yourself and like getting better at as spring camp progresses?
A lot of stuff. This off season, I've been working on everything. Like you won't even know. Like it's been everything. Like releases, just being catching my wind, trying to, you know, be out there and make sure I got breath to go 5, 6, 7 plays in a row. That's my biggest thing. Like if you can't go and you're not, you know, your wind not up, you won't be able to play. So I'm trying to just be, you know, do stuff better than do, you know, stuff like that. So and I'm gonna make sure everybody else, even if they're not veterans, we all got the same, you know, the same attributes.
And what have you really liked about the newcomers of what they brought what they've been bringing to the team so far?
They just bring a lot of talent, like even on both sides of the room. Like starting with us, people like Tuck, he bring a lot of twitch. I think he a veteran too, so I think he got the same mindset I got. So stuff like that. And on both sides of the ball, Phil on defense, he making plays, popping up on film and stuff like that. So all the newcomers, they bringing in their own little juice, but it's all gonna come together soon.
Yes, thank you, appreciate it. Weeks since we talked, and you've had a couple practices in pads, which is huge for the defensive side. What are you seeing from the guys this week?
I've seen inconsistency at all three levels. We were better today than we were the other day. Talked to the guys this morning about being consistently good, not occasionally great. Saw more of that today, so I'm pleased with that. But guys are really starting to step up. Some of the young guys, especially in the secondary, are really getting a lot better, and that's fun to watch. A couple of older guys, even the transfers that are older, are really establishing themselves as guys who will be a factor here. It's starting to declare a little bit, but it's still really early. I guess we're a third of the way through. But I'm pleased with the progress we've made. Just would like to see us be more consistent, be the same guy every play, every day.
As each session progresses, you see characteristics develop from each of the positions. What have you seen from each of the positions on defense that have really stood out to you?
Yeah, I think our D-line starting up front, I think our pass rush has improved. We still got a ways to go, but it's better. I think our ownership and our gap in the run game has got to be a little bit more consistent. Our step, our strike, running our feet on contact has got to be more consistent, but they play hard. They're right for the most part, and our pass rush has improved. At linebacker, man, I've just seen a lot of depth develop. We're pretty much 4.5 deep or so at linebacker, so I feel really good about where we are there. Good competition, a lot of really good players, and that also will help us on special teams. And then in the back end, there's a lot of competition. I think that's made us so much better in the back end. To watch some of the new guys come in, Bugs and Phillip especially, really stepping up to the plate. And, that's made Day better. It's made 30 better. It's made Wansley better. Our nickels with Lawrence Johnson as a freshman and Wendell coming in have made Jay Will better, and Jay Will's playing great football. So it's really fun to watch some of those guys rise up, as the competition has risen.
We talked a little bit with BJ about how they've gotten lankier and taller in their room, but it's almost like the defensive backs have as well.
Oh, there's no doubt. We look more like, what I'm used to seeing. We're longer, we're bigger, we're stronger. I think we run better, play with better technique, better, more discipline. I think I'd be wrong if I didn't mention, Coach Harris, Gibson, Coach Helm, Colin Spencer, helping out with the secondary as well. Those guys have really, stepped up, with Corey leaving, and, Brandon's leadership has gotten so much stronger. I think he has a better presence with the group, and they've really rallied the entire secondary together. Those guys are really tight right now, and they are competing against each other, but they're competing, pulling in the same direction, and that's really fun to watch. And I think all three groups of ours are much tighter than they have been. So it reminds me a little bit of the old days here.
We also just talked to Bugs about his adjusting to life at FAU after transferring from Maine. What have you seen from him throughout spring practice that you really liked, what he brings to the table?
Yeah, Bugs has been everything we'd hoped for. When we brought him in here, we hoped he would be bigger, more physical, better in press technique and off man, just because of his characteristics that he has. He's a lot bigger than the guys that were out there last year, and he's been everything we'd hoped for in terms of coverage, physicality in the run game. He's a ball hawk. He had 2 or 3 PBUs, 2 caused fumbles today. It's nice to see him step up. He's got to continue to get better every day to be the player he wants to be, but I'm really glad he's here. He's exactly what we thought he'd be. And
the amount of new blood that has been added into this team with all the newcomers, how much has that benefited the overall energy level?
Oh, it's night and day, the energy level, because the new guys can play. Some of the Chisholm, Phillip, Bugs. I hate singling guys out because I'm going to forget 3 or 4 guys. Prince. You know, those guys come in and they're good players, and that gets the antennas up on the other guys who are here that I'm gonna have to get better to play. So that picks up the intensity of practice, that helps us get better at practice, and that's how you get to be a better football team. If everybody's getting better every day, no matter who's on the field, you're gonna end up having a better team. So the entire energy of the team is different. And offensively, you know, with the quarterback and the receivers that have come in, CJ at running back, you know, the whole linemen that have come in, I really feel a different sense of urgency from our team.
Obviously, a few more weeks remaining, but how do you want the team to end the second week of spring camp?
Second week, we got to really take strides forward to be more consistent. You know, grade out the same way we have been. We still have a lot of install that we need to get to. So I want to see them grow in terms of handling the install, so we can be more multiple during the season. But I want to see guys start to really declare themselves as being a consistent performer. That, you know, like it's like when you go to McDonald's, whether it's in California or New York, when you order a Big Mac, you know what it's going to taste like, right? So when we put them on the field, I know what number 11 is going to do, number 4, number 52, whatever it is. I want to know what we're going to get out of that guy. I want to see them start to become the Big Mac, so to speak, you know, more consistent.
Good, thank you, sir.
Okay, thanks guys.
Have a good game tomorrow.